What's up, Buttercup? It is I, it is me, it is she, Barbie P. Welcome back to my channel. And of course, I gotta give my disclaimer before we get into the video. I am not a doctor, a dietitian, nutritionist, or a life coach. Okay, I always recommend you seek the professional help you need on your weight loss, fat loss journey. However, I am just a girlie that lost 105 pounds. I have tips and tricks that have helped me out, and hopefully they will help you out. Now, we just got to get into the video. And this is just a harsh truth, sis. I got to tell you. You're still eating. You want to know what the problem is? You are still eating. That's it. You can run, you can squat, you can lift, you can sweat all day. But if you do not count your calories, if you don't push back from the table, if you don't practice some form of discipline, you are not going to drop the weight. You're just not. Buttercup, I have people, I love y'all, but I have some people in real life, in my real everyday life, and they'll ask me, what did you do? How did you lose all the weight? This, that. And they're expecting me to say some type of, I went on this diet and I just drank air and I sipped on water and I just magically dropped 105 pounds. That's what they want to hear. I swear, I think some people want me to just lie to them. Y'all just want me to lie to y'all and tell y'all there's some magic pill, there's some magic cream that's going to help you just drop a whole bunch of weight. And the truth is, it's not. The truth is, it's discipline. The truth is, you got to take a really good look in the mirror and look at yourself. Look at all of you. I mean, all of you. Look at your childhood traumas. Look at, how you were brought up, your upbringing. How was food, taught to you and all of that. Because with me, I'm going to tell you, Buttercup, we had fruit in the house, but the fruit was always turned into something. Like I said in one of my other videos, we had bananas, but they were for banana pudding. We had peaches, but they were for peach cobbler. We had lemons, but not for lemon apple cider little detox tea. No, we had lemons for that lemon pound cake, okay? So that's just the real secret. The real secret is simply discipline and counting your calories. And I know some people say counting calories is some form of an ED, but listen, overeating is an ED. Let's be real. I think I said in another video, I feel like if counting calories is triggering you that much into a ED, in my thoughts, just me talking, you probably already have one. Because when you are counting calories, that's like taking a form of accountability. So either you're eating so little that it's like, oh my gosh, in your mind, you're thinking you're eating too much because you're actually seeing the numbers go up. And really, you're not eating enough. So that's one ED. And then you're eating so much that you don't want to track the calories. Because once you track the calories, it shows you how much you're really eating. And that can be a lot. Because some of us are just not aware. Some are not aware. So I get it. But yeah, Buttercup, that's all I had to say. You got to count the calories. You got to push back from the plate. You got to practice some form of discipline. You will hear me talk about intermediate fasting. You will hear me talking about portion control. And then sometimes, Buttercup, you just got to say no. You just have to say no and not explain. Because if you have some family members that have the big back mindset, or even, friends, or even at your job, sometimes you're just going to have to say no, because there is always going to be some food. There's always going to be something. So you're just going to have to say no sometimes. You're going to have the willpower to just say No, because you will keep saying yes until you go up a dress size. You will keep saying yes until your thighs are rubbing together. You will keep saying yes until there's a health issue. And unfortunately, sometimes I notice, especially what I've noticed, especially like for me with my family, no one really takes health serious until you have that doctor's visit. And I'm just like, if we can take the health serious before the doctor's visit, we won't even have to go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, other than like your regular, catch up and stuff. So yeah, but that is it. I mean, the truth is too, you cannot outwork a poor diet, period. I know we've heard this so many times, but it is the truth. Because even myself, remember Buttercup, I was 300 pounds and 8 ounces. So there were times when I would work out and, train. I'm like, I'm sweating. I burnt like a whole bunch of calories. So I'm like, oh, I can eat more today. Or, I can eat more today, or I can do this, or I can go over my calories. But it's like I'm creating a steeper deficit because I moved more, which is great. But if I'm going to eat up everything that I done burnt, it's like I'm balancing myself out, if that makes sense. So there's not really no room for a deficit if I just keep eating everything that I burnt off. I'm maintaining. So, yes. And guess what? If you are not tracking Buttercup, you are simply just guessing. And guessing is why you're stuck. The stress eating, the late night snacking, sleep deprivation, they are silent killers of your progress. And trust me, I used to be like a 5 a.m. gym girly and all of that. I was like, I might could do that maybe later on in life, but the way that my schedule is, especially certain days I work in the evening, starting my day at 5 a.m. is just not, it's just not for me. I'm just saying it's not for me in this season in my life, because when I work evening shifts, it's like if I start my day off too early, then by the time I'm at work, I'm already kind of on E, if that makes sense, or I don't have enough strength for the day. So I'm not a 5 a.m. girly, and that is fine. That is fine. But now I'm becoming more of a 6:30, kind of like 7 a.m. girly, and I'm getting good sleep, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can push through my workouts, and it's just so amazing. Listen, I started my weight loss journey March 1st, 2021, and I feel like it literally took all this time, for me to unlearn the bad habits and all of that. But it took me all this time just to really learn myself and to actually find a good rhythm, a good routine. And now I'm so excited to see how far I'm going to go, because I know me. And that's just an amazing thing, Buttercup. That is just simply amazing. But yes, it's not that you're not working hard. It's just you're not working smart. So simply, you want to put the fork down, sis. Put the fork down. Just put it down. Say no. Pick up a food scale. Start logging your meals. Honor your body with discipline and stop playing with your own potential. You don't need another detox tea. You don't need another 10-step program. You need to stop lying to yourself about your habits. Real results require real honesty. And sometimes you're just eating too much. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with, admitting that. That's actually beautiful to admit, hey, you know what? I eat too much. Or, hey, whenever I get triggered, emotionally, hey, I'm going to start eating. Or have so much awareness where it's like, okay, I'm not even going to have certain foods in the house because I just know I can go over in them. Like I said, I haven't had Oreo Thins in the house for a minute. And there's a reason why I haven't had Oreo Thins in the house. There's a reason why I have not had cookie butter, I want to say since either the beginning part of this year or maybe since like last year. Now, I did have a cookie butter cake for my birthday, but just having the cookie butter spread and those cookies in the house, And I can be honest, I trust myself now, but even then, I trust myself to not get it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to put myself in a situation, okay? Can you take fire into your bosom and not expect to get burnt? I am not going to put myself in super tempting situations like that where I know it's easy for me to go over. And that's just simple. But anyway, this is the end of this video. I just want to come up here and just say, put the fork down, sis, and start counting your calories and just start tracking. Even if you're just somewhat loosely tracking, I mean, it's really good to just track the whole thing, but just start becoming more aware of what you're eating, because literally those little bites here and sips here can add up, and they make a huge difference on the scale. The inches off your waist, they all add up. You'll be surprised. Even with myself, I was like, before I really started tracking calories and I was just eating quote unquote healthy, I was actually eating the same amount of calories when I was heavier. So pretty much, okay, before I started my weight loss journey, and I was just like, I'm just going to start eating healthy, the same, I guess, bad habits I had, or, just unhealthy food that I was eating, even though I was eating healthy, I was still eating the same amount of calories. So I wasn't losing weight because I was making a quote unquote salad, but I didn't know that the dressings add up. I was eating grilled chicken, but I was having like 3-4 servings of grilled chicken on my salad with the bacon and the boiled eggs, kind of like a Cobb salad. So yeah, even though I'm eating quote unquote healthy, I'm having a salad, but it's like, sis, you're having like 3 salads in one salad, and that's just your first meal. Then you make a yogurt parfait, which is healthy, with the granola, but then you're putting a whole bag of granola. Well, not a whole bag of granola, but you're putting a lot of granola up there. Granola will add up. For me, y'all, for me, it was granola and nuts and dressings that really got me in the beginning of my journey, because I did not know. I mean, I knew about calories and how to count them, but I didn't know about the whole like serving size. So once I got a food scale and actually saw what a serving of cheese was, and actually saw what a serving of cashews are, 'cause I love cashews, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. Not gonna lie, it kind of hurt my feelings. I was like, that's one serving? That's 180 calories? Oh, especially peanut butter? Yeah, Buttercup, because I love me some peanut butter. I could eat peanut butter out of the jar. So to see what an actual serving size was, it really did hurt my feelings. But I was racking up easily 2,000 calories just in quote unquote healthy food. So it wasn't really until I started counting my calories and moving out, I still had the quote unquote high calorie foods, but I really had to portion them, because I'm like, okay, do I want a handful of cashews that's like 400 calories, or do I want a big bowl of cauliflower rice, peppers, onions, Greek yogurt, and either some chipotle lime shrimp or some chicken breasts for like maybe 500 calories. Like, I can get a whole big meal for 500 calories versus this small, portion of nuts. Like, it's still good, but it's like, that's not going to fill me up. I'm going to need more of those type of foods. But anyway, Buttercup, I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, make sure you are drinking your green juice, going for your pretty and healthy girl walk, and meal prepping your food, because it's a sign of self-love. And make sure you mind your business, okay? Mind your business. Mind yours. Bye.